Turning your great idea into a great reality can be easier than you think, especially with some helpful advice from actual Alibaba.com users. The second half of this video is dedicated to Ed Agustavo of Heart 8 Beverages, a very successful Alibaba entrepreneur.
If you don't have a diagram or a prototype to send them or show them, it's a little bit difficult to actually get the idea across sometimes. Like particularly with my first run of the product, I didn't quite know how to package it. You know, I learned that this is probably the best way, but at the beginning I wondered, should I do it in plastic, should I do it in tin? And it was a longer process. And sometimes it's difficult to explain that to somebody when they're used to dealing with people just basically sending them a file and they create it.
So what happens is we give them the design, we speak to the engineers over there, and then they give us a prototype. They send us samples, they air the samples in using FedEx or UPS. It usually takes less than 10 business days. We get a sample, we try it out with the client, we test the lining quality over here, is there any changes that needs to be made, and we keep updating the prototype. Once you're fully satisfied, we place the large order, and then they ship it over here.
The process for like the metal ones with the different styles, so these are a little bit long of a process. We actually have my my designer drop the design, measure everything, and then this goes to the factory that I use now, and they do all of these custom designs, and they send over the final graphics for it, and then they make the mold and send it to me, and once I approve, then they do the mass production. They'll send me like 5 or 10 of them to make sure they look good, and then yeah, so that's kind of a very neat process to do that.
When we wanted to go into the beverage business, we looked at the energy shot market and found it really exploding. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to have, my background is product design, product development. So we wanted to design a product that stands out from everybody else, but we wanted ours, instead of being in plastic, like I won't mention names, but all the plastic bottled drinks out there, we decided to do something in aluminum. And this came in at 17 cents, which was right where our model needed to be. We needed to be at 20 cents or under. The first ones they did for us had a fluted cap, and it was pointed like this. So we thought, oh, this isn't gonna work, so maybe this bottle isn't gonna work, we can't use China. And when I'm on the phone with them about 7:30 at night talking directly to them, well, what they ended up doing is rounding it off for us so it's safe. And this is all within just samples. I mean, we didn't even have to pay for any of this stuff. And so, long story short, it worked out great. My bottle manufacturer, it in effect put us into business. If we didn't have, let's say, Alibaba and be able to source these bottles, we would have never been in the shot business. There's a lot of Italian design displays being done out of China for Italy or for Europe. I travel a lot, so when you go to Europe and you'll go, God, those are good looking displays. Why don't we have those? Well, now I find out that those are designed by really good Italian designers, and when you go on an Alibaba site for a display guy, you go, all of a sudden it changes your idea. You think, well, I was gonna do just some boxy square thing. Oh no, they have this thing that does this, and you can put my display on that? Sure you can. They'll sell you that. Or they'll take that idea and make it work for your product. And so that's another really good thing, is you look at it as not only a sourcing for manufacturing, but look at it for a sourcing for design and different trends that are happening all over the world. And that's what's cool too. The back and forth communication between, I'll say specifically China, because that's where we've used all this stuff, has been great. We've had, I have an acrylic display that we needed to do a 12 bottle stack for convenience stores and golf and so on and so forth. We sent it to a display company that had a great little site, and contact said, yeah, we'd love to do your samples. So we send back this drawing. They produced 6 samples for us for free, these beautiful acrylic things. Well, we screwed up and we measured them wrong. So what ended up happening is we told them, I said, oh, they're a little bit big. So what they said was, can you just send us 12 bottles? So we send 12 bottles back to them, they remanufacture it, change it up, comes back beautiful. It would have cost me, I think they cost us $2.30 each. If I'd have done all the math here along with the manufacturer and the setup and so forth, I would have been paying 20 bucks each here in the States. So, and I mean, they're great. And every time I go to get new ones, we've already got our master made over there, and we're talking about doing different ones for this bottle, something cool for this, and I know I'll use those guys. We had a manufacturer not too far away from here said, yeah, we can make the caps for you. Those caps were $12,000 to do the mold, to do a 10 up or a 20 up mold. I can't remember what it was, and to do maybe 100 samples. It was going to cost me about $12,000. I just didn't think that was a good price. So what I ended up doing is, through my bottle manufacturer, I went to a different cap person. They did a number of samples for us, including molds and a revision that makes it work better, for $800. And I got for that $800, I think 2,000 samples. And so I can't tell you the cost per unit because it's ridiculous. And now they're going on and they're manufacturing for us for less than a penny a piece. And so that's another thing about Alibaba is, okay, we're looking for a funky aluminum bottle. And I'm contacting aluminum bottle manufacturers, and it's always the big water bottles and all that kind of stuff. Well, so we ended up going down the category list until we finally got to perfume manufacturers, perfume bottle, because that's what this is. It's about the size of a perfume bottle. And so when they said, yeah, we can do those now, but then it gets down to the funky part. Can you line it with food grade epoxy because we're putting a drink in it? Yes, we can. Can you round the lips? Yes, we can. And that's what I said is, I don't got horror stories. I only got, yes, we can do that. And here's the samples.
Trading secrets, idea to reality. Do everything possible to clearly communicate your idea to your supplier. Track your idea throughout the process, from designs to molds to samples to revisions to prototypes. At each stage, make sure you reconcile the work that has been done to your original idea or business plan. Look for ideas on Alibaba.com. There may be a complimentary product or marketing tool that can help your original idea become a business. Don't limit yourself to only what's available. Ask for what you wish was available. There may be a supplier who can help your business dreams come true.